All right, guys. What is going on? What up, man? What is Gucci? You guys like the piano music or what? I like it for a little while. After about like 2 hours, I'm like, all right, I gotta play something else. That's how I am with every genre, though. But yeah, I like to read to this music. Like to have it on in the background sometimes, and it's chill, you know. It's pretty chill. So, welcome to the stream, man. Welcome to Market Maker Monday, where we get to discuss some things. Hopefully increase your knowledge about the markets and all that good stuff. We got a lot of people on here today. Almost 40 people right at the beginning, off the rip, dude. Off the rip. Like it. Know what I'm saying? Willow, hello was first again. Today was good. Naruto, Jordan D, Natasha, Donkey, Felix, Jonas, Zokjo, Bell, Eberneth, Sean, Ricky. Time freedom coupon. I love it. Was good. Smalley. Drop a like. Oh yeah. Appreciate that. Drop a like on the stream if you guys are ready. What's good? Lucas, Marshall, Hermita 2020, Amin, Grauberg, Stephanie, Cameron, Edgar J, Flacco, Cody, Convicted Capitalist, Hell's Pawn. I don't. Interesting name there, but welcome everybody. I got the chat open. I've had the chat open for a little while actually. So anyway, it's been a pretty fun day. I mean, I didn't take anything outside of a demo today. And I'll talk about that. You know, it's only Monday, and I'll, I guess, walk you through some of the things that I've witnessed today for NQ and probably some other markets as well. But yeah, it looks like a pretty green day so far. And yeah, it's been pretty cool. It's been pretty cool. Oh, Job. What's good, Job? And then corrected it to John. I would hate to be Job, bro. From the Bible? Oh my God. Dude got wrecked. Dude got absolutely wrecked. And then he did get more. He got everything back plus more. But, oh my God. Going through something like that, I wouldn't want that. Wouldn't want that. What's good, Toby? Let me know if I miss anybody else. So I have markups. I don't want to show you them just yet. So let's start on the daily time frame for NQ. Okay. There was some levels I mentioned last week on the triple Qs. Actually, we can head over there first if y'all want. Okay. I don't have too much over here. There was some levels I looked at last week, right? Mentioned to you guys, obviously, beforehand. Right? The high of August the 1st. Ricky, don't forget the triple Qs. Right? So we talked about August 1st. We talked about that high and then this gap as well. And that was met on Friday. Beautiful. And then today we have traded and really just gone more into this gap. And that's not a surprise. I think I sold my triple Qs a little bit too early because I was going to get back in on a retracement. And the market did not offer that. So I missed out on a couple days of gains, but that's all right. The stocks and stuff are still going pretty strong though, so there's some solace there. But yeah. And yeah, Willow, it was very, very intense. But we can learn from that, though. That's why I like Jordan Peterson. And not to go off on a tangent, I might do that later, but 12 Rules for Life. It's really good. Really good. And there's some ideas in there that I would have never thought of on my own. So it's pretty cool. Anyway, what's my opinion on the euro? I don't know. Don't know. Lucas asks, do you sit every day the same hours in front of the charts, or do you pair it flexible with the news releases? Well, there's no news today. I don't think there's any news today. Red folder, at least. There might be other stuff, but Tuesday, the only thing we have is CPI for CAD. Right? CPI for CAD. Wednesday has FOMC meeting minutes at 1. Thursday's got some crazy shit, though. We got a bunch of PMI for Euro and British Pound and US dollar. So Thursday, London, and Thursday, New York for the FX side is probably going to be rambunctious. And then Friday, I would probably avoid Friday all day. So I'm trying to figure out what that means. Day 2. Did I miss day 1? I don't know. Anyway, Jackson Hole Symposium on Friday, all day. And Friday's typically my worst day. I would just cut Friday off altogether. I'd be done by Thursday. So once Thursday for me is going to act like a normal Friday. Okay. But yeah, so we have nothing today. I don't really trade CAD anyway, so I'm not really worried about too much until Wednesday. I would avoid the Wednesday PM session going into it. Like trading in the morning, I think is fine. Trading the AM session, I think is fine. Going into FOMC meeting minutes, though, you're asking to get wrecked. So I would avoid that. But anyway, I'm in front of the charts, bro. And if news is coming up, cool. Might trade after it. Probably not before it, or right before it at least. But I'm just in front of the charts, bro. So hopefully that answers your question. What's good, Roman? Gold shorts looking nice. Omar, I don't think so. But that's just me. I looked at the metals a little bit earlier today. Right before we hopped on the stream, actually. And gold's at all-time highs. And I made fun of the Twitter, gurus, because they kept saying they were short, wanted to be short. And I was like, well, gold, it could trade lower, but it's stronger than silver. I wouldn't short it. And what do you know? We're at all-time highs. So I feel like a lot of people are trying to short, and you trying to short bullish markets is almost never a good idea. So, I mean, it is, it's your trade. I ain't going to tell you what to do or what not to do, but I'm just saying, be careful. Be careful. We could probably, it might run for some lows here on an intraday basis, but I'm not interested in that. Right? These highs, these lows, we rallied up, grabbed the highs, and we're sort of drifting. So yeah, I could see this going a little bit lower. We did take London's high as well. Barely. So I could see something like that, but outside of that, generally I would not short metals. Okay. And the weekly inverted imbalance that we revisited earlier this month actually looked pretty good. Look at that. Look at last week, or excuse me, not last week, but the week prior. Right? Dipped into that, traded off of it last week. Very bullish, very nice. And barely made a new high here. So silver's looking pretty good, even though she's lagging. It's okay. I wouldn't short metals. That's just my opinion. I wouldn't. But don't let me influence your trading. Do what you want to do. Euro, I don't know. Someone asked about Euro the other day. I don't know. Daily imbalance here. We saw expansion on Friday. Monday's obviously an expansion day. I can't do anything with that here. What am I going to do here? Nothing. I don't think there's anything to do here with Euro or British pound. So the only real thing I have on my radar this week is USD CAD, and I did mention that in the Discord a little bit earlier. 137.38 and 37.50 probably. That I think could be an easy upside objective. And remember, CAD has the news tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, it has CPI. 3 CPIs. So, we did trade lower into the 136.40s or 30s. And if you're wondering what that is just an old gap right here from July 12th and July 15th. So on your daily chart of USD CAD, you can put those levels there. Again, that's going to be the close of Friday the 12th and the open of Monday the 15th. Sunday, Monday, right? So those levels there, when we were selling off this morning, when we were selling off here, I was thinking, like, how far can we go below these lows? And that was down in here. Now I wanted to buy down in here and I didn't, because I don't trade USD CAD. I think it's like the worst. I just like USD CAD is kind of like the New York of FX pairs to me. You know what I mean? So I'd rather just stay out, you know? I don't know how to put it any differently. But that's our current low of the day, is that daily gap. And then I guess if we start to see upside, those are going to be a target. So that obviously is probably not going to be today. But for the week, I could probably see expansion for USD CAD. If you guys are good with that. How long is my trading window? Longer than anybody. This is what I do, bro. This is what I sit here and do. I have to force myself to go outside and eat and lift weights and all the other shit. I like being up for New York. The AM session. Sometimes I'll take a break during lunch, or I'll hop on the phone because some of you guys like to talk forever. I do too. It's okay. And then obviously the stream from 12 to 1. And then I'll watch it up until the close, or maybe like the last 15 minutes of the day, and then I'll be done. But it's a pretty big time window. So. Oh, Cameron, day one is orange. Okay, I guess that's why I don't see it then. That's weird. But whatever. Lucas, I don't know. I don't look at the yields every day. Don't know. Will NQ run the lows from Monday, or is it going to run higher? No, and let me go back to NQ. I don't think we're going lower on the future side. I don't think so. And I guess now I'll show you all the markups that I have on here. I don't think we're going to go lower. I mean, and again, that's just based on what I've been watching, what I've already talked about, the triple Qs and NQ on the higher time frame. I don't think we're going to go lower on the day. If we take the 19.5s, I guess I'll be eating my words, but I don't think we're going to go lower. I don't think we'll make a new low day. I will actually be shocked if we make a new low day. So I don't think we're going to do that. Natasha, I don't know. I don't look at the 4-hour time frame. Hold this morning, but didn't pin all the way. But okay, Cody, you did profit some though. No, it's good. Profit is profit, man. I don't care what anybody says. Profit is profit. GBP CAD, I'm not even bothering looking at that stupid shit. Sorry. It's got CAD and it's just ugly cross pair. I'm not looking at it. Wow, Alex. USD CAD is the John's X's of FX pairs. I gotta pin that. What's good, Big James? Do you think it's a good idea to grab some Bitcoin and hold it like a long-term investment for a few years? I'm the last person you ever want to ask about crypto. And that's just the truth. Okay. So let me at least give you a lesson for today, because we got almost 70 people on here now. I guess we can get into some juice. Okay. Here's what I didn't like about today. And this is why I told you earlier I went on demo and I demoed this right here. It was like 3, maybe 4 minutes. It was very easy. The risk reward to me wasn't worth it for a live trade. So that's why I didn't take it live. But I'll at least walk you through what I think. Okay. I would have at 9:10, 9:20, or 9:19, 9:20, this particular time in here, when we were trading lower, I would have really wanted to see that be taken. Okay. Because if we scroll over and we look at London, that was London's low. 19,525.25. You see that? And if I'm looking for manipulation, or at least waiting, I might not be waiting for it. I might just be, saying, all right, are we going to manipulate or not? And which we usually do. So I'm like, okay, well, let's mark London's low and see if we grab that. And we don't. So instead, we do trade lower below these two lows here, right? At 9:19. So then you already know what my mind went to. My mind went to what? What have I been teaching you guys about the last few weeks? The inverted imbalance. Okay. So I was watching that. We didn't get that either. So I went into this small bullish imbalance here. So went to that instead. All right. But nonetheless, equal highs up here regardless. All right. Even if it's a 1 minute, 5 minute, I see no real difference in that. Of equal highs, there's going to be equal highs either way. So this is where things get interesting. Market says, no, John, we're not doing it. We're not giving you the inverted imbalance. There's an 80 level right there too. That might have had something to do with it. Right there. 580. So we launch, don't take the highs, and that's usually a good thing. Now, why would I say that? If you're anticipating a run on some highs, but the market doesn't do that and it trades a little bit lower instead, that's usually a good thing, because that's the retracement. You see how from this new low here, or is manipulation really, that low there, and we rallied all the way to 630. 630 is what I mean by that. And we saw no real retracements other than this 1 minute down candle. And maybe that 1 minute down candle here, but that's almost no retracement. It just launches higher, right? That retracement here is like your first real retracement. Okay. So we trade lower, right? And what do we trade into? Okay. Maybe you don't see it on a 1 minute, but on a 5 minute, that's what that is. Okay. It is a 5 minute imbalance. Okay. And now that I'm looking at it on a 5 minute, that might be an inversion here. Right here. So this was a, I guess, imbalance created on the way lower, but I don't know if I'd count that. But either way, they overlap with this one here and this one here. So anyway, we trade to the low end of that 5 minute imbalance, and the body is respecting the 58%, I think. Right there. See that? So that right there. So immediately at 9:45, what is that? That's a new 1 minute candle. That's a new 5 minute candle. That's a new 15 minute candle, right? So what is it going to gun for? If we took liquidity, we're going to seek opposing liquidity, usually, right? The market traded higher and higher and higher, but offered no real retracements until here. And that 5 minute retracement, right? That imbalance is being respected. Okay. So this is where you need to pay the fuck attention. Okay. Because this is how you snipe the 1 minute time frame. Okay. Twitter, stay up the 1 minute time frame. Well, they can't do what I can do. So I'll leave it at that. 1 minute time frame. Okay. Yes, you can trade it. I genuinely, I don't give a fat flying fuck what Twitter tells you. I really don't. Everything is scalable anyway. If price truly is fractal, then the time frame shouldn't matter. So you're just talking out of both ends of your mouth when you say that, you know. I mean, just like me, when I say I don't trade the 3 minute time frame, I really don't. I don't like looking at it. If I was forced to do it, could I? Probably. Because it's all fractal. But I think it's weird. Okay? I just think it's fucking weird. Personal preference, okay? But I'm not going to tell you not to do it. There's your 5 minute candle, right? That's also being respected on that 1 minute time frame. So we trade down into this down candle here. Does trade to the lower end of it, but this is where it gets special, right? Why would I say that? Because remember that this is the 944 candle and it closes there. So that's that 5 minute close, right? So 9:45 right there. You see that? Right there. Boom. That's a new 15 minute candle. So from 9:45 to 10, that's your next, or rather, yeah. 9:30 to 9:45 is a 15 minute candle, right? So now 9:45 to 10, that's going to be your next 15 minute candle, right? And you already see what I'm getting at. Down candle, it's dog shit, but it's still, the body still respects it. We trade higher and we do what? When we trade higher, these 2 minutes here, this up candle here and this up candle here, as soon as that up candle closes and we start to print the 947 candle, look what we created. Well, not we, but look what the market created. An imbalance right there. Boom. Look at that. Look at that, baby. inside of these down candles as well. Boom. Come on, chat. That's fucking gorgeous. There it is right there. See that? Now again, because I mentioned this a little bit late. This was a demo, okay? I didn't live trade this. I didn't live trade it. I papered it, TradingView paper. Oh man, I ran up a paper account over the last couple of years with that shit. Every once in a while, demo it, and it's fucking up there. But anyway, I'm showing you the execution, right? Demo account, okay? The demo, still execution. Right there, as soon as it trades down, okay? I'll really fucking zoom in here. This, the high end of it, right? This candle right there, that wick, as soon as it dips below that, 1 or 2 ticks, I'm in there. Okay? I'm in there. I'm pressing the buy button. Buy it. Okay? I'm saying buy it. All right, now let's wait. Do I take a little bit of drawdown? Yeah. Not a big deal. Seriously, not a big deal. 1 candle, 2 candles later, or 3 candles later, excuse me. So that's it. It's the imbalance right before the run on opposing liquidity. Do I have something that's supporting that? Let's back up. You remember fucking one of the days. Remember I told you about that image with the lion cub, the little guy standing on like the rock or whatever, and then the lion is behind him, backing him up? You remember we talked about that? That's what that was, right? Because this idea is being supported by what? The 5-minute imbalance was being respected. Because that's what this is, remember? So the 5 minutes being respected, we have opposing liquidity that we're likely to run to because we didn't run for it here. Price had to retrace. Okay, then it shows that willingness to go up here. At this particular price point, it's going, yeah, bitch, I'm going up here. I'm going up here. I'm leaving with something, right? As Denzel Washington said, I'm leaving with something. So this retracement here on that 5 minute and this retracement here on the 1 minute, I think both of those are really good trading opportunities. Either one of these. If you go back to Friday of last week, remember that trade I showed you from Friday? This was the same thing. This was the same shit. Well, John, I don't remember. I didn't pay attention. Well, that's because you're a fucking goober. You didn't pay attention. I'll show you anyway. I'll show it to you again. I'll show it to you every fucking week. How about that? The imbalance before the liquidity run. Okay? Chat. Notice this. Okay? Notice this. Manipulation, imbalance, opposing liquidity. Okay? You don't have to write that down, but just for the sake of today's live stream, just remember that. Liquidity run, imbalance to opposing liquidity. Okay? On a 5-minute time frame. Let's go back to Friday. Fuck, I think it was Friday. Oh, yeah, it was. It was. Okay. Watch this shit. Opposing liquidity. Manipulation. It's the same shit. It's the same shit. Look at it. What's the real difference? Well, maybe the timing. This was at 10:50. This was a little bit closer to lunch. I'll give you that. It ain't going to be the same. It's not going to be exactly cookie cutter. You know, we're not baking cookies here, but we're looking for something that's very, very close to it. Manipulation, imbalance before opposing liquidity. That was Friday. Okay. And then come over to today. Same shit. Manipulation, imbalance to opposing liquidity. Right? How do you know which imbalance to use? I gave it to you. Well, John, what if I'm a little bit scared? Oh man, that's kind of a premium, I don't know, it just doesn't feel right. Well, that's why you can wait. If you don't trust the imbalance, wait for the candle to close. Not financial advice, by the way. Next candle entry, you can just long at the open of the next candle. You don't even have to go to a 1 minute, because that's more of a time-based entry, which I haven't really spoken too much on over the years, but it's a time-based entry. And yes, they exist. It's not always about entering at the right price. It's about entering at the right time. And yes, there are time-based entries. Okay. How do I know to trust this imbalance? Everything I just told you. The market's going to trade. You guys know this already. You know the market's going to go from liquidity to liquidity, and the opportunities are going to be in between. Now, did I see something down here that I liked? No. I mean, it didn't really give me anything in here that it didn't hit this down candle there. It didn't go for that. This inversion, it didn't go for that either. Why didn't it do that? I don't know officially. There's not somebody I can call. I can't just call somebody Jerome Powell or some shit. Be like, hey, or like the people who coded the fucking algorithms to do this shit. Would you think I got their phone number or something? No. The only thing I can think of why it didn't do that is because it's super fucking bullish. Bullish markets don't give deep retracements. Remember that? Remember we talked about that? Bullish market, not a deep retracement. All those 618 traders, and I used to be one of them. That's why I can make fun of them. Right? Oh yeah, there's your low. There's your high. Oh man, we didn't get a 618. Market went without me. Oh, this is bullshit. No, it's not bullshit. You just don't know order flow. You don't know price delivery. You don't know the mechanics behind price delivery. I'm not trying to sound like an asshole. I'm just saying that's what you don't know. I didn't know it either. For a long time, I didn't know it either. That's why I know these things now. You see, everybody starts off as a goober, okay? We all start off as a goober. And then we learn along the way. We learn the mistakes. We learn our personal mindset flaws and our habits and all the toxic things that we do wrong. And then we fix it. We have to go, you know what? It's not the market, man. The market's not wrong. It's me. I'm the one who's wrong, right? Then you say, okay, well, I always try to take 618s. I try to just be easy. I used to call the 618 the lazy trader's entry, right? You just want to get in sync with price. So you just long at 618 and leave it at that. And there's plenty of examples. I did a series a long time ago on just that. It was the Fibonacci retracement series, right? That was one of the OG series that I did. And that's what it was about. Because I didn't include a lot of other ideas like the imbalances and other shit like that. But that's where the real sauce is. The real sauce is either buying below old lows or buying somewhere that's in sync with price delivery. That's it. Now, it would have made more sense with this 5-minute imbalance here. That would have made more sense. None of us are perfect though, bro. I might be looking at ES. I might be looking at gold. I might be in the Discord because you guys ask questions. I might be making breakfast or something. I mean, like, I'm not going to catch or see everything that's available all day, every day. Like, with all the explanation I just gave you here, I'm not looking at current price. I don't know what current price is doing until I fucking look at it, right? So it's not always about getting the best entry possible. I mean, that is a thing, sure, but it's okay to trade a little bit late too. Because like I said, that move right there, you might not think that's a lot. Man, John's teaching me to fucking catch what, 20 points, 30 points on Nasdaq on like a 300 point day. This is ass, dude. This is why would I ever do that? That's garbage. That's a $500 move. Actually, it's like $550 in less than 5 minutes. And there's no one on earth that would argue making over $500 in less than 5 minutes is not worth learning. You're a fucking retard. You know? So that to me is still worth it. And that can be your day. That can be your whole day. And for some people, that might be their whole week. Oh yeah, man, you know, John, $500, $550, or $525, you know, whatever it is. Okay. That's good enough for what? Gas, electric bill, maybe. Like something, maybe some groceries or something. That's enough for some people. But it's only Monday, and it was only the AM session. We got all week, baby. We got all month. We got all year. What are you worried about? So that's what I think. Okay. Now, anyway, let me back up for a minute because I deleted everything because we got a little wild a minute ago. There was something I had marked up in here. I think it was this. Now I don't remember. Maybe it was this. Or maybe it was a different time frame. Or maybe it was that. I'm lost in the sauce, chat. There was something I marked. It was a mitigation something I marked up in here earlier. Oh, okay. Never mind. I see it now. It was that. Now I remember. Because that was the manipulation here. Okay, cool. And then I had this too. Ricky, do you remember watching this? We were like dumping for a couple candles. You remember that? That's all that it went to. In the short term, yeah, that looks pretty scary. Right? It's like, oh, you know, there's a new high and then we run this low. How far can price go below lows? There's a gap right there. And that gap also is part of this mitigation. So that technically makes what? The mitigation model. Yeah, Natasha, that's my point. Even $100 would do some people wonders. That's my point. You don't need a lot to make a lot, or at least to change your situation. You know, you ain't got to hit $1,000 a trade or $1,500 a trade, but they're definitely available. Ricky said most people's add-on, or most people's entries my add-on. Was good, Lee Bright? How many, I lost track of how many millions of dollars you guys are funded. Is it still 3 million, Lee Bright? Or are we at 4 yet? I'm not trying to put too much pressure on them over there. Because, you know, that'll do it. You don't want to put too much pressure. But yeah, indices are up today. I think it's been a fairly good day, fairly clean day. I wish the Nasdaq wouldn't have been a little bit. I would have been comfortable. The closer I can get to the low, I think it's better versus trying to get in right before the big move. I mean, it's fine. It's not a big deal, but I wouldn't want to stay stuck trading that way. I wouldn't like that. Remember, the longer you wait, like the further along you are in a price run, in my opinion, the probabilities go up, but the RR goes down. That's another reason why earlier I told you that I demoed something like this. something like this, right? And then somebody in the chat was saying, you know, why take 500 when you could have went for 1,000? And I told you, well, what happens when you're at 500 and then you get break even, right? Because hypothetically, this is what that looks like. You know, taking a 1 to 1.5 or something like that. You know, dog shit RR. And then it's like, oh, well, we extend, you know, now we're at a 1 to 3. But if you think about it from the money perspective, because that's probably, I can't do math, 60 points. It's probably about $1,200. I'm guessing probably around $1,200, give or take. Okay, let's just say 1,000. Well, then what happens when it comes back on you? Right? It does some of this shit. And then by the time price does this, you know, your stop is in profit or, you know, like at this low or something. And then you get knocked out here. And look what that does to your RR. Not even a 1 to 1. And then you broke even. Well, I guess you gained a little bit. And then missed out, you know. There's so many things that could happen, bro. There's so many scenarios. And in my opinion, a run on equal highs is a partial every time. Every time. Every time. Either low resistance highs or equal highs, I'm getting out either with a partial or I'm closing the whole fucking thing. Every single time. I usually don't, especially if I'm getting in right before the run. Because if you're getting in right before the run, that's usually, and based on the trades that I've taken, and I'm taking a lot of fucking trades, the closer I get to the highs, the more likelihood I'm going to get stopped out, you know, on like the next retracement or the retracement after that. Versus somebody who is getting in down here or somewhere closer to the middle or the lower end of the range, where a retracement like this isn't going to go near your entry because your entry is way down here. And there's a little bit more leeway. There's a little bit more, you're giving price more room to breathe. And it's harder to do that the closer you get to the highs. Does that make sense? It's hard to explain if you've never taken trades like this, or you've taken trades and then got broken even and then the market goes your way and you're like, well, this is bullshit. It's not that it's bullshit. It's just there's a certain way of price delivery. So that's why I typically don't hold trades the closer I get to the highs. If I'm getting in a banger trade like below an old low or right after it, that's fine to hold. You know, these swings of like 20, 60 points on NQ, that can be a little bit scary, but you're able to lock in a little bit more and you're not going to be, you know, wiggled out by shit like this. Other people will be, but if you weather that storm, you're going to be able to catch a bigger move on the day. So hopefully that makes sense. Lee Bright likes the pressure. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. I'm excited for you guys, man. You know, I don't know how many more people are coming in or how many more people are buying challenges or combines, whatever it is. You know, I don't want to know. You know, you don't have to tell me, hey, I'm buying a challenge. You don't have to tell me that. But when you guys pass or you get funded and stuff, I like hearing that, you know, because I don't want that pressure, or I don't want the pressure on you to perform because you told me that you bought a combine, right? It's like, oh, I told John or I told my friends I bought a combine and now I gotta perform or I'm gonna look like an idiot. And that's when you fuck it up. That's when you take dumb trades. And then now you feel bad because you think you know, failed in front of people. You don't create that pressure for yourself. Okay. I had to build up confidence and experience for a long time before I started coming out here on YouTube saying, oh, I think the market's going to do this or do that. It took a long time to get that confidence. And at this point, I don't, you know, it doesn't bother me if I'm wrong anymore. And it's only because I'm wrong a lot less than I am right. But, you know, it's a journey, dude. It's a transition. And it takes a long time. But some people just can't handle the pressure. That's why I tell you guys, don't try to be a full-time trader like in your first 6 months or your first year. You're going to put so much pressure on your, I got to pass, I got to do this, I got to get the withdrawal, I got the bills due. You know, my significant other wants to go out to eat and shit, and the food prices have skyrocketed the last couple years, you know, and it's too much for the majority of people. So that's just kind of my take on it. But anyway, I think that's pretty much everything that I had for you guys today. You know, fairly clean day. I ain't gonna say it was a beautiful day. It was a fairly clean day. We saw a fair, you know, way of trading higher. I wish things would have been a little bit different, but price delivers how it's going to deliver, and I don't make the rules. The rule is get in sync or get wrecked, and there's really no in between. You're either on the right side of the market or the wrong side of the market. And trust me, being on the right side, it'll change your life, bro. Have you ever noticed that every summer is a little bit of a summer hole in the markets until the beginning of autumn? Lucas, I don't understand what that means. I'm not really sure what that means. I think price is going to deliver to liquidity and imbalances. I think it's going to manipulate no matter what. No matter what the fucking moon is doing, no matter what the weather is doing, no matter what, you know, that it doesn't, all that shit means nothing to me. Oh, it's a full moon, this and that, man, fuck all that. Price is coded to do these things. The fuck is a full moon gonna do? Oh, well, I was born a fucking Cancer or a Scorpio, so, you know, I'm gonna do this, that, and a third. That shit don't mean shit. Oh, it's summertime. That don't mean shit. Now, the December month volatility might slow down a little bit. The moves might not be as big, but I could be wrong too. And we got clean price action the majority of these Decembers the last number of years. So, you know, all that stuff is taking your attention away from price delivery, in my opinion. What about this? What about that? None of that influences price delivery. And even if the moves are smaller, your trade plan isn't about catching a specific number of points. It should be about percentage. Risking 1% to make 2, 3, 4% or whatever it is. And that doesn't change. You can still take a 1% or a 2% risk, whether it's a 20-point stop on Nasdaq or whether it's a 100-point stop on Nasdaq. The ranges might change, but the percentage shouldn't. So, what's the difference? Convict. I don't care about volume. That means nothing to me. That stuff's faked anyway. How do you take into account market orders? How do you take into account dark pools? How do you take into account spoofing? That's all garbage to me. Volume, garbage. Breaker structure, garbage. What else have we talked shit about over the years? Moon phases, garbage. Crosspairs are pretty garbage too, in my opinion, but that's just me. So all that stuff is useless to me. It's meaningless. RSI, garbage. What was it called? The VWAP garbage. I don't use none of that shit. MACD, mac and cheese. Yes. MACD. MACD, the D stands for dog shit. That's what that means. Yeah, Lee Bright, I would agree. I would agree. I mean, when people ask me about it, I entertain it. Oh, I was born in December. Oh, you're a Sagittarius. It's like, yeah, but what does that really mean, though? If your personality is, oh, I'm a Scorpio, I'm this, I'm that, and the third, I'm sorry, but you're fucking shallow. That's what you identify as, or whatever. That's shallow. You have no personality. What are we gonna be friends for? You know what I was like? Let me not be unhinged. Let me try and have some respect. ES is kind of lagging a little bit here on the upside. Like we just made a new high. I wouldn't be interested. I wouldn't be interested in trading today's PM session. I think the AM session was enough. I think if you were able to partial and hold from the morning session on any of the indices, I think it's a really good day. I see no reason to press anything for this afternoon, in my opinion. See, look at him. Look at him. You are for sure a Sagittarius. You talk like a Sagittarius. Yeah, well. Again, I don't know what any of that means, but I trade like Aquarius. Well, I trade with price delivery. So whichever sign that is, that's the one I'd rather be. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'll go ahead and cut it here, man. I don't see the point in making this any longer. We talked about a few different things. Scalping, basically, right? Scalper's paradise kind of day over on the Nasdaq with that imbalance. But I gave you a formula. I basically gave you the imbalance model to the public for free, right? The imbalance model, what is that? It's an imbalance on the way to liquidity. It's a very simple model. Probably the easiest there is. Manipulation, imbalance, opposing liquidity. That's it. That's literally it. All the extra stuff is extra, sure. But hey, if you saw, let's do this one more time. If you saw manipulation and you see opposing liquidity and you see an imbalance, that's the imbalance that you can use. That's such a simple model. Anybody who knows what manipulation is, anybody who knows what an imbalance is, and anybody who knows what liquidity is, you learned how to trade today. You learned exactly what an imbalance model is. And we're still printing higher, man. That's fucking beautiful. That's beautiful. I like that. Yeah, that's what sign I am, Stephanie, the money sign. That's what I'd like to be. In the end, it's every day the same shit. The only thing we have to do is going to be in sync with it. Right. Right, Lucas. It's SYNC though, not SINK. Just so you know. I think. I don't know. I misspell shit all the time. I could be wrong. But yeah, I'll go ahead and cut it here. Y'all be good, man. Y'all be blessed. We'll be here same time, same place tomorrow on Tuesday for the next free live stream, right? For the next free live stream. So invite your friends. If they're available at 1 p.m. Eastern, which is 12 noon Central, by the way. If they're available at 1 p.m. Eastern, invite them on. Send them the link. Bully them until they get a membership. It's the best way to do it. But yeah, we'll be here same time, same place tomorrow. Y'all be good, man. Don't do anything stupid.
Sky's been burning, something in the water's turning. It's time to bite your tongue and run and hide. The end's right. They don't want your body. They're taking everybody. They're not zombies, they're toxified. They'll survive. It's coming to ruin everything. Coming from you and onto me. Spreading to inside everything. Everything. It's radioactive. Living in a world of crazy. It's overreactive. Growing like a plague you can't see. And there's a meltdown coming. The whole thing's turning. Narcissistic. Everyone's sick. Toxic. Toxic. Fools are panicking with all the tools and the charlatans, marching into the lion's den to repent for their original sins. But to idiocracy, the toxic colors mushrooming in your oil and there's no the best. Is anyone listening? The dummies keep doubling. It's reaching hypocritical mass. And it's radioactive. Living in a world of crazy. It's overreactive. Growing like a plague you can't see. And there's a meltdown coming. The whole thing's turning. Narcissistic. Everyone's sick. Toxic. Toxic. Zoomers and boomers and fascists and groomers and commie consumers and lions and tigers and bears. Dunning and Kruger are your real abusers, cause you are a product and I say it's buyer beware. I think that they have you so afraid. You say what they think, you don't really think what they say. Killed off religion and made up a new one when no one can question it all if it's ever your fault. Hey, what's that called? I can't recall. Oh yeah, you're in a cult. Toxic. Toxic.